You know what kills more contractors than bad bids? Good bids priced with the wrong allocation percentages. You're out there sweating over estimates, sharpening your pencil, winning work, and 3 months later you're wondering why there's still no money in the bank. The problem isn't your hustle, it's that you're using allocation targets designed for somebody else's business. Today we're fixing that. I'm Wade Carpenter, CPA for contractors, and I'm going to show you exactly how to calculate target allocation percentages that actually fit your construction reality, not some consultant's fantasy world. Here's the thing about most profit first advice out there. It treats every business like a retail store. Buy inventory, sell it, pay overhead, keep what's left. Simple as ordering lunch. Construction ain't retail. And your cash flow sure ain't simple. The original profit first system hands you neat little percentages based on revenue tiers. If you're doing $1 million, use these numbers. Sounds great until you realize those percentages don't know about your 60-day retainage, your material prices that swing 20% in a month, or the fact that your GC pays slower than a three-legged turtle in peanut butter. Profit First for Commercial Construction, PFCC, fixes that foolishness. It teaches you how to calculate targets that fit your trade, your geography, your contract reality. Not some software company's dream world, your world. And here's what most contractors miss. You can't chase targets your market can't support. If you try to hit 15% profit margins in a market that only pays for 8%, you'll either starve waiting for perfect jobs or price yourself out of business trying to force it. Before we can calculate any targets, you need to understand where construction cash really lives. PFCC sorts it into 3 buckets that tell the truth. Bucket 1, JobEx, job expenses. This is every dollar that walks off to a job site. Subs, materials, job-specific labor, equipment rentals, permits, bonds. If it touches a hard hat, it goes in this bucket. Pool it all in one dedicated bank account so you can see exactly what direct work costs you. Bucket 2, OpEx, operating expenses. This is overhead and admin. The stuff that keeps the lights on but never sees a job site. Office rent, admin staff, insurance, marketing. And here's the kicker most people miss. Loan principal payments. They don't show up on your profit and loss statement, but they sure show up in your bank account every month. Bucket 3, residual revenue, what we call POT, profit, owner's compensation, and tax. This is what's left after JobEx and OpEx take their cut. This is the only pool that funds paying you, building reserves, and keeping Uncle Sam happy. Now here's the number that frames every decision you'll ever make. Cash commitment base equals JobEx percentage plus OpEx percentage. Let's say your JobEx runs 68% and your OpEx runs 25%. Your cash commitment base is 93%. That means only 7% is available for paying yourself, setting aside profit, and covering taxes. You either reduce that base through better operations and overhead discipline, or you raise your pricing. Or both. But there ain't no third option hiding under the front porch. Step 1. Capture your current allocation percentages. Most contractors set targets like they're throwing darts blindfolded at a board they can't see. PFCC says slow your roll and look at where your cash is actually going right now. Pull 12 months of real bank cash outflows, not your profit and loss statement, your actual bank statements, and compute what we call your current allocation percentages, or CAPs. JobEx as a percentage of revenue, OpEx as a percentage of revenue, and whatever's left, which is usually smaller than you think. Why CAPs first? Because PFCC won't let you chase perfect targets while ignoring ugly reality. You can't fix what you won't measure, and you can't measure what you won't face. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say last year you did $2 million in revenue. 1. JobEx cash out, $1.3 million, that's 65%. OpEx cash out, $500,000, that's 25%. Residual left, $200,000, that's 10%. Your cash commitment base is 90%. You've only got 10% funding your profit, owner's comp, and tax buckets. If you need 15% to properly pay yourself, fund taxes, and build profit reserves, you've got a 5% gap to close. CAPs anchor you in construction truth. They're not the destination, but they're the honest starting point. And honesty's the first step toward getting unstuck. Step 2. Set construction-aware JobEx and OpEx targets. Now that you know where you are, you can figure out where you're going. But don't just pick numbers that sound pretty. Set targets your trade and market can actually deliver. For your JobEx target, start with your cap baseline, then adjust for reality. Are you a specialty sub dealing with volatile materials? Your JobEx target needs cushion. Are you a service contractor with predictable labor costs? You might squeeze it tighter. Think like you're building a foundation. You don't pour a footer based on what you wish the soil was. You pour it based on what the soil actually is. Apply what I call the risk lens. Long retainage or slow pay apps mean you need more cash sitting around to finance the float that either tightens your JobEx target or forces your pricing higher. Mathematics don't negotiate. For your OpEx target, compare your current percentage to your near-term commitments. Leases, staffing, debt payments, the stuff that ain't optional. Then respect what we call the growth gate. Don't expand OpEx by hiring folks or buying equipment until you've got 2 to 4 months of OpEx buffer, healthy current allocations, and adequate backlog. Step 3. Compute residual and split profit, owner's comp, and tax. Here's where the math gets real simple, and the choices get real important. Residual equals 100% minus your JobEx target minus your OpEx target. That's your distributable pool for profit, owner's compensation, and tax, what we call POT. But wait, before you lock in that number, you've got to apply the risk lens again. If your retainage is heavy, pay apps are slow, schedules are tight, or materials are jumpier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, your residual target must be higher to carry that risk. If you can't raise residual by squeezing JobEx or OpEx, pricing must increase. There's no money tree out back, no magic account that funds itself. Let me walk you through a quick back-of-the-napkin calculation. Say your operations can support JobEx target 68%, OpEx target 25%, that leaves 7% residual, but when you factor in retainage float cost, that's another 4%. Payment timing risk, another 2%. You actually need 13% residual to run your business without constantly being cash starved. Now you split that 13% residual. Owner's compensation, 6%, non-negotiable, you need to eat. Tax, 4%, non-negotiable, Uncle Sam always wins. Profit, 3%, what's left for resilience and growth. The hard truth? Your operations can only support 7%, but construction reality demands 13%. That means pricing must increase 6%, or operations must improve dramatically, or some combination of both. This is the moment most contractors wake up. The math doesn't lie, and it doesn't care about your feelings. Step 4. Embed your targets into pricing and move gradually. Here's where most contractors mess up. They set pretty targets, then price jobs the same old way, and wonder why the buckets stay empty. Use what I call an allocation calibrated estimating sheet to bake your JobEx percentage, OpEx percentage, and pot percentage into every new bid. This ensures awarded work self-funds the buckets when cash hits your account. Let's say you're bidding a $100,000 job. Based on your targets, JobEx needed $68,000, OpEx needed $25,000, residual required $13,000, which breaks down to owner's comp $6K, tax $4K, profit $3K. If your typical markup only gets you to $100,000 total and you're carrying retainage, you're already short before you start. Practice what I call retainage-aware bidding. If 10% retainage gets held for 60 days, calculate the cost of financing that gap and add it to your bid. It might only be $133 on a 100K job, but multiply that across all your jobs and you're leaving thousands on the table every year. The fastest way to get new cash flowing correctly, price it in from the start. Now here's the key. You can't flip a switch overnight. Install a weekly or biweekly allocation rhythm tied to your payroll and pay app cycles. Fund legacy jobs at their old cap allocations. Fund new work, priced at your tap targets, at the improved percentages. Every allocation cycle, more tap priced cash flows in. Gradually, your blended average converges toward your targets without breaking anything important, like Thursday payroll. Make small, durable shifts each cycle. As new cash arrives, free incremental funds by tightening OpEx. Defer that non-essential purchase another week. Reduce JobEx leakage. Better purchasing saves 2% here. Smarter scheduling saves 1% there. Move that freed cash to profit or owner's comp. Calculating target allocation percentages ain't rocket science, but it ain't finger painting either. You isolate JobEx to see what direct work actually costs. You tell the truth about OpEx cash outflows, including the stuff that doesn't show up on your profit and loss. And you let residual revenue fund the 3 things that keep you in business: profit, owner's compensation, and tax. Set targets your trade and market can actually support, then price new work to fund those targets from day one. Move gradually through consistent allocation rhythm, small durable shifts, and disciplined pricing that embeds the buckets in every estimate. The shift from caps to taps doesn't happen through crisis reallocation or consultant magic. It happens through construction-aware discipline, one allocation cycle at a time, until your cash flow finally matches your common sense. Stop chasing fantasy percentages and start calculating targets that actually work. Your business and your blood pressure will thank you for it. If you want the full system, how to set up the accounts, run the allocation rhythm, avoid common mistakes, and actually implement this without breaking your business, grab the book Profit First for Commercial Construction on Amazon. It walks you through the entire framework step by step with real contractor examples and worksheets you can actually use. Or if you want help customizing this to your specific business, head over to profitfirstconstruction.com and schedule a call with our team. We work with contractors every day who are tired of working hard and staying broke. And if this made sense, hit subscribe and the bell icon, because we put out straight talk construction cash flow content every single week. No fluff, no theory, just practical stuff you can use Monday morning. I'm Wade Carpenter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.